The story is told of Kalidas, the Mahakavi of Sanskrit literature. We all know he was such a dunce that the branch of the tree on which he was sitting on the outer edge, he was cutting the same branch. The mind is not bundle of hay that you light it with a matchstick and it'll be gone. You will have to work hard on mastering it. If your thirst has been ignited to achieve this mastery, the first key is practice, and the second is detachment. Why detachment? Because if there is attachment, the mind will cling wherever it is attached. That attachment causes the object of attachment to repeatedly come to the mind. Our Vedas talk about two kinds of attachment. One is rag and the other is dvesh. Rag is positive attachment. This person is so nice, so wonderful, gives me so much of happiness. So this is positive attachment or rag, and the reverse is dvesh. This person hurt my self-interest so bad, so bad. Now in the dvesh also your mind goes to the person. As it goes in rag, it goes in dvesh as well. The consequence in both cases is that your mind is worldly. If the object of your attachment is the world, so if you wish to free up your mind, you'll have to cut the rag and the dvesh. What does vairagya mean? Vairagya doesn't mean you've only given up the rag. It means you have given up the rag and the dvesh. Some people, when they experience reversals in the world, they start hating the world. The world is so bad. Now that is not vairagya. Vairagya means it's all God's world. No attachment, no hatred. Kabira khada bazar mein, sabki mange khair, na kahu so dosti, na kahu so vair. Kabir ji says, I'm in the marketplace. There are all kinds of shops. I don't start fighting with somebody. I wanted sweets. Why do you have a meat shop? Arey Baba, don't go to that shop. Nor do I compromise. If not sweets, then let me purchase cloth today. You remain neutral and go towards your goal. Likewise, in this world, there are all kinds of shops, theories, philosophies, wares, etc. You don't have to fight. Why are you teaching this philosophy? Let them do what they want. You be neutral and go towards your goal. So this is vairagya. This is one of the keys he's given. And the second key he gives is abhyas. Abhyas is practice. Keep on practicing. Practice is tremendously powerful. The story is told of Kalidas, the Mahakavi of Sanskrit literature. We all know he was such a dunce that the branch of the tree on which he was sitting on the outer edge, he was cutting the same branch. Now in that kingdom, there happened to be a princess who was extremely beautiful. And she was also scholarly. She had placed a condition for her marriage. Only that person who can defeat me in Shastrarth, I will marry. And big scholars would come to debate with her, but she would vanquish them all with her words and logic until the great Pandits felt humiliated. and they said, we'll teach this Rajkumari a lesson. They were walking along when they saw Kalidas. Said, he is a suitable personality for revenge. They asked him to come down and said, you will not open your mouth. You will just indicate with your hands. They tied a big turban around him and they presented him before the Rajkumari. They said, he is Pandit so and so, but he is right now in Maun Vrat. So he will do the Shastrarth merely by gesticulation. Rajkumari said, all right, I am up for it. When the debate began, she lifted one finger. So she was indicating, is the truth, is Brahman one or many? Kalidas saw the one finger, he interpreted, she is saying, I'll break one eye of yours. He lifted two fingers. Dono phod dunga. The Pandit said, Rajkumari, what was your question? He said, I asked whether Brahma is one or many. They said, he answered, Brahma is Sakar and Nirakar, that is two. Taking advantage of his silence and their interpretations, they continued. She lifted her palm, showing her fingers. Kalidas said, now this is an indication, I'll slap you. He showed his fist, I'll box you. The Pandits asked Rajkumari, what was your question? She said that the five senses are troubling the soul. What is the solution? They said he indicated the mind has to be used to control the senses. So in this way it continued and Kalidas won. She was bound by her words. The marriage happened. After marriage, both the new husband and wife, they sat in the palace when a camel was going by, Ushtra in Sanskrit. So Kalidas said, Utara, Utara, Utara. She looked at him and said, my God, Apad Gawar. She got so annoyed, she pushed him and he went rolling down the stairway and fell with a thud on the ground. However, that was a wake-up call in his life. There was a temple of Mother Kali where he offered his pranams and made a resolve. By sufficient practice, anything can be learned. And everything you learned was through practice. The first day when you started typing, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog or whatever it does, how long did it take you? And slowly when you started practicing, after a year you could type 60 to 100 words in a minute. Now somebody unfamiliar with the process comes and sees, Hare Babre, do you have yogic siddhis? No, anybody can do it in 1 year's practice. So Kalidas practiced and practiced. He went to Kashi and learned and then came back as an accomplished scholar. He knocked on the door. Kapatam dwaram dehi. Srimati ji, open the door. The princess heard, Asti kaschit vak vishesha. You've become a great Pandit. But Kalidas used her three words, Asti and Kaschit and Vak Vishesha, to compose three of his Mahakavyams that have gone down in history and are studied by scholars till today. Kumar Sambhav, Shakuntalam and Meghdut. This is the power of practice.